This is my second video. I'm going to be doing a run through of my wet dry filter. I'm gonna have how the plumbing should be set up. I'm gonna describe how the plumbing should be set up. I'm gonna talk about the overflow box, the filter itself, what kind of return overflow box you should have, and what kind of return pump you should have. And then anything else I come up with, I'll talk about that also in the video. So let's get this started. So here is the overflow box. For those of you who do not know what an overflow box is, it takes in water that comes in from the return pump, which you'll see in a minute, and then once the water level comes up past the water flow box line, here, I'll get a close-up video of that. The water will go over into the box, and there is a siphon in here, right here. Basically, it's a vacuum because you have water over here in this little chamber. There's water, and there's water in this little chamber right here inside. And because of that, when you take this tube, you will suck the air out. The water will come in, and then as soon as there's more water, it will get thrown over to the other side, down, and then down the drain here. If you don't understand, go do some research on it. I mean, that's my best explanation of that. Okay, but then you can see this little thing I have here. What is this? This is, some people put like some foam it's like a pre-filter. I use some biomedia that I had from my old filter, that doesn't matter. And I put a straw through it right here, so then air will be able to get inside, because if I don't have this, here, I'll show you what happens. I'll just take this out. Now you hear that sound? That's what happens when you don't have a straw going through some little pre-filter to make the water level rise a bit, and when that happens, the sound just goes away. I don't know, can't explain it. It happens, do it. It works. So when you're setting up your filter, make sure you have one of those already. Alright, so again, let's go look at a little more at this overflow box here. Here's on the side view. Oh, that's a bad view. Okay, here's the side view here. You're gonna have to turn your head because I'm gonna turn the camera here. Alright. Again, it's gonna be pretty detailed today. Okay. So, once the water comes from the filter, it goes down this tube right here. I use PVC plumbing. And no matter what everyone says, it will not poison your fish. That's complete bullshit. As long as you glue everything, let it dry for a couple days, run water through it a couple times, take the water out, put some fresh water in, you do that a couple times, it'll be fine. Okay, so this right here, see, follow it, right here, this is for something else, follow it, see this will go down here, they got down here, and into my overflow box, which I'll get to that in a second. Now you might ask, what is this stuff that I have around? What is this like foam stuff? Yes. This is foam to insulate the tubing. Not really necessary, but it'll insulate a little bit. Makes you spend a little bit less on your heating for your aquarium. I do it. It's worth it. Why not? I had this stuff lying around the house, so I put it on. Okay, so following the tubing goes down, and unlike my previous video, I changed my filter around a bit. we're gonna zoom into here. Unlike my previous video, I added this 90-inch angle here, 90-degree angle to redirect the water. All the sections I had in my first video, the 3 chambers, they were all glued with silicone. After a year, all the plates, they just became unglued from the sides of the aquarium that I have here, or the box, which was an old aquarium. And so I just decided, that's stupid. I'm not gonna take this out and dry it and then glue them back on. So I don't recommend putting in any plates that like separate. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look at my previous video. This will at the response. This video will be posted as a response to that video. So go check that out, or go to Global Warming's account, and then you'll see more videos from that. And so what I did was I took some regular plastic cups. I put 1, 2, and there's a third one back there. 3 of them. I put them in like a triangular pattern, and then I just put this basket I had lying around the house from the kitchen, and I put my biomedia in there. Here, this is my pre-filters. This is like my little drip tray, and this is my bio balls in here. Really simple. As you can see, the water's coming out at a pretty good pace, but it should be a little bit faster, but that's because the plumbing hasn't been cleaned forever, so it's really dirty inside. So you make sure you clean your plumbing every couple months, because then it gets clogged, and it'll just have your gallons per hour just go down like insanely. Moving on. Okay, so as the water comes from the tubing here, it'll go down the filters through the biomedia into here. This is like the water reservoir. Here I have my heater, and disregard that tubing right here. This is unimportant. This is from my air pump, which I rarely use, and I'll get to that in a minute why I don't use that. You don't use air pumps at all with planted tanks. Okay, so moving on. Here I have my pump. This is my water pump right here. It is a very simple water pump. I don't know if you can see, it says Via Aqua model number VA-1300. Very good pump, does its job, nothing too special about it. I think this one's like 300 gallons per hour. This pump's 300 gallons per hour. And now, let's talk about the relationship between pumps and overflow boxes, because that gets a lot of people. Your overflow box should be able to handle a little bit more than your pumps, because when you're gonna be working with your aquarium, you're gonna have water coming in, and then like you're gonna put your hand in. Unless you turn the pump off, which I don't do when I work on my aquarium. When you put your hand in, the water level will rise really rapidly, and you'll want the overflow box to be able to handle the increase in overflow. So you don't want the water from your tank to come over the sides. So see this overflow box right here from aquatraders.com, I think that was the website. This overflow box was put in. This water overflow box is rated for 500 gallons, and the pump is rated for 300 gallons. So I still can add in 150 more gallons just to be safe, but when I was working on this, I wasn't sure about this myself, so I went safe with the overflow box, and it's working great. I mean, I don't have any problems with it, but just make sure that the overflow box can handle more water than your pumps by itself. If you don't understand what I just said, then send me questions and I'll make sure I get to that. So let's recap right here. Overflow box, down, down. Water falls down, falls right there through the filter media into the water reservoir. The pump will pump the water back. Let's talk about this. The water comes back down this tube right here. Follow it. It comes down under, because this is like a plate for my table. So it goes down under, comes back around, and then this tube right here comes back. And what I did right here, I added this part in. This was in my last video. Also, I added like what this is like a tubing. It's like some flex tubing with a couple of holes in it, like 4 or 5 holes on the sides to reduce like the water speed, but it'll keep the same water gallons per hour moving through your aquarium.